Frustrated is how you can basically describe the mood of many New Providence residents who have had to endure the continuous load-shedding exercises conducted by Bahamas Power and Light. In some instances, these blackouts range between 3 to 6 hours. Well, B.P.L officials admit that they're extremely aware that their customers' patience has long run out and it's low, but they're doing their best to correct the generation problems the company has been experiencing this summer.
So as long as we're in this situation where we have no wiggle room, no spare capacity, right? We're sitting on the edge every day. We cannot guarantee that there will not be any load shedding.
It's the news New Providence residents don't want to hear, but B.P.L C.E.O. Whitney Hasty maintains that with B.P.L's peak demand at 250 megawatts and only a total of 210 megawatts available, load shedding is inevitable. He revealed at the company's press conference at its Clifton Pier power plant Sunday that they thought additional rental generation units would assist in preventing load shedding exercises, but it hasn't. And along with generation challenges, Mr. Hasty noted the company's major financial woes as he noted that B.P.L is in the financial hole every month. The power executive acknowledged customers' requests for compensation from the blackouts, but with the company's monthly expenditures exceeding $40 million every month, he said it's highly unlikely.
$30 million on average is fuel. That goes to Shell North America. Over $8 million is spent on paying and running the business every day. Inclusive of that would be the vendors that we are contracted to provide service with. Another $2 million is provided for interest on loans. We're not even counting the rest of the things that we're having to obligate ourselves to pay on a monthly basis. There is no room for B.P.L to not insist on its customers to pay. The lack of funds in B.P.L is how we got to where we are today. We cannot do the maintenance that's required in this company without the funds required in order to service the organization. So over the next 2 weeks, we expect GT10 and GT7 to be back, barring no major issues that we're finding. We're still getting to the core of what the failure is on both of those units, but in the next 2 weeks, we anticipate those to be back.
The B.P.L CEO also explained why some of the $95 million it received for interim financing wasn't used for equipment maintenance.
Out of the money that you're referencing that should have gone to maintenance, it would not have helped those units, those 3 units, because the failures were not as a result of not having to do what we should have done as a company. The generator failure on GT5, the gearbox failure on GT7, and then the diesel engine failure on GT10. There'd be no way to pre-predict those type of failures. And so what we would have done over the course of the winter is we would have prepared ourselves for the 270 megawatts, right, to carry us through this summer. As I said in my opening statement, yes, it was a tight rope because we typically would want to have at least a little bit more than 270. But clearly, right, when you've got 3 major generating assets that failed in the middle of the summer, it would be a very difficult task to recoup that when you could not have predicted those failures.
B.P.L's executive chairman, Dr. Donovan Moxey, listed details of the company's generation turnaround strategy that comprises a 132-megawatt power plant at Station A by the end of the year. He also noted that over the next 4 years, B.P.L will be releasing renewable energy generation requests for proposals nationwide.
The first of these RFPs have already been issued, inviting qualified organizations to submit proposals as independent power producers to develop, finance, build, own, and operate solar photovoltaic and energy storage plants or hybrid power plants on the islands of Bimini, Andros, Eleuthera, and Inagua. B.P.L intends to leverage what we learned from these initial projects to ensure that our implementation of renewable energy is done in the most efficient and cost-effective manner with the ultimate goal of providing maximum benefit to our customers.